Fresh perspective on Bay Area real estate. Hello and welcome to Real Estate Roundup, brought to you by Realtor Nagraj Anaya, the founder of nagrajhomes.com, your one-stop shop for all things real estate. I'm Vijay Lakshmi, inviting you to join us and listen in as I get talking to Nagraj. If you are contemplating buying your dream home, you're hitting some roadblocks along the way, or you're looking to sell and wondering how to get the best price for your home, or possibly you're looking to invest in real estate. Well, whatever is on your mind real estate wise, Nagraj Anaya is here to help you through it all. So do tune in and listen till the end to our show. We're not taking calls today, but do tune in. And if you have any questions for Nagraj at any time, nagrajhomes.com is the place you want to be at. That's nagrajhomes.com. You can connect with him right there as well through WhatsApp. So make sure you do that. And with that, let me welcome Nagraj. Hello, Nagraj. Happy Sunday.
Hello Vijay Lakshmi, hello Bay Area, happy Sunday and happy Ganesh Chaturthi. A
Yes,
lot of
happy
folks
Ganesh
might.
Chaturthi. And, we're praying that there'll be an obstacle free course through real estate if folks are looking at, owning a home or whatever they're trying to do, venturing into
I
getting a
think well
piece
said,
of the
Vijay.
real estate.
I think well said, right? Like Ganesh removes the all the obstacles you guys are facing in. So
Yeah,
it is not only housing or anything on the things what you're thinking on. May God bless you. So let's
yes.
start with the show.
Yeah. So let's begin with, I want to know, are you seeing, some kind of a new real estate bubble going on? Are the home prices rising, falling, remaining stable? What are you seeing out there?
I think it's a great question, Vijay Lakshmi. But what is a bubble right now,
Hmm.
right? You tell me what is a bubble.
Yeah, what is a bubble? Is it like
It
the prices are too high?
which is rise rapidly due to high demand, speculating buying and limited supply, right? But let me start with you one example.
Yeah.
There's one house listed in Blossom Hill. It is listed for 1.15 million.
Mm-hmm.
1.15 million per square footage. If you calculate, it's $1,000, $1,030 per square footage. Okay, and it's 1,120 square footage. 1,120 square footage and 6,000 lot.
Mm-hmm.
That house, if you think is a cheaper, most of them is 1.15 is a cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Like, but if somebody comes and gives you 1.3 blindly, then it is like basically you are not even checking the market comps and putting
Mm-hmm.
in. People are smart nowadays. They
Yeah.
have the data, and it's again depends on the realtors whom with you working on.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? So
Yeah.
this 1.15 million, it's been a 2 weeks. Seller initially got it for 1.175. The seller didn't, means the buyer didn't perform. It came back to market again. Now they
Mm-hmm.
can't even get it for a 1.15 because the actual data in that market is $950 per square footage.
Mm. Okay.
People are not blindly going and give you a
Yes.
1,050 unless the house is in the greater neighborhood, greater schools, greater
Yes.
location.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the houses are blindly going in.
Mm.
It's again, let's go with the data by data, right? But cities by cities. For example, the Santa Clara's minimum single family homes are 1.65 million.
Yeah.
Sunnyvales are close to 1.8 million. The San Jose's are like close to 1.2, 1.3. Again, depends on which zip codes of you're buying in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Overall, the trends has been the March went too high, the prices. Again, because of the fear of missing out, a lot of buyers. But now the market is little bit cooling down. And interest rates are also
Yeah.
coming down right now.
Right. How are the interest rates impacting? They have come down, so that should help the market
Yeah, so see,
rise up. Mm-hmm.
listeners, you're listening to Real Estate Show. Myself, Nagaraj Anaya, and I'm talking to Vijay Lakshmi. Today, we are not taking any calls, but if you have any questions, you can send me an email at calrealg@gmail.com, calrealg@gmail.com, or you can go to nagarajhomes.com, click on a WhatsApp icon, and send me a text messages there also if you have any questions to talk about it today. So,
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the interest rates later, but first let's see the bubble wise. What is a bubble?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? Bubble is like somebody blindly go and do it. But again, in these situations, that is where the local realtors who is working with you makes a difference. If you hire somebody, they can basically they can help. They'll just say, go pay 200K, 300K. No, that time we need to look at the data.
Mm.
So that is where it makes a difference, which cities or which neighborhoods and what is the reason it is going up. For example, in Manteca, there's a lot of home buyers are going there now.
Yes.
There's enough barren land right now. There's a lot of constructions is there right now. But there, if you're going and buying the houses there and you're paying too high,
Mm.
if the market drops,
Yeah,
there's a possibility because then it might drop too lot.
that's right.
But
Mm-hmm.
here in overall in the South Bay, number of constructions are there are very less. And look
Yeah.
at the construction cost also overall. The overall the construction cost is not going down for you.
Mm.
Construction cost itself is going up always.
Yeah, even like 2 years back, the construction cost, and today it's way higher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Mm-hmm.
construction, go work with any of the city. Look at the construction cost. How much is for the your prices for the all your remodeling?
Yeah.
Again, depends on what kind of remodeling you're doing in. You can't do anything lesser than 200K or a 300K for your remodeling. In
Mm-hmm.
the future segments, I'll talk about how does the construction cost for each one break down. Right now, one of my client is doing a remodeling. For them, the city wants them to do a complete replumbing, all the complete sewer line.
Mm.
Each plumbing line cost you around 30 to 40K.
Wow.
So it depends on where you are working on. The prices are not going down on the other place because all the other factors which builds influences your remodeling are
Mm-hmm.
factors which involves in like basically building up the house.
Yeah.
Now let's
Right.
talk about the overall the mortgage rates and their impact right now, right? Like because since we are all talking about the bubbles things,
Yeah.
right now the prices interest rates were close to 6.5. We went to even 6.625 sometimes in the beginning of the year, and
Mm-hmm.
6%, 6.25, 6.375. So Fed, based on the, we don't know if Fed waited too long to cut down the rates. We need to look around, but September mid around, that's what we are looking on, and Fed expected to reduce their rates finally. So how much they're going to reduce, maybe a quarter or a 0.5%, we need to see.
Uh-huh.
A
Okay.
quarter or a 0.5% decrease is your like, it's basically it's a $500 monthly decrease for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does it going and impact? That will basically say, again, comes down to a lot of buyers jumping in for you now.
Yeah.
So that even that $500 to notice a difference, then the home prices will needs to go like you need to pay 100K more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Right.
So all this makes a difference for you. Okay. And one
Yes.
more is that supply and demand right now.
Yeah. The
What
inventory,
difficult
right?
is like one of my client wants to buy in a Dublin. He says, Nagraj, I want to buy it for a 2 million in Dublin area.
Mm-hmm.
So his budget is 2 million. We can't find a good home. His requirements are this. He needs a west facing home. And
A
he
what?
needs
Sorry, he
west
needs to have.
facing, west
Okay,
facing, always
west facing.
facing towards the west.
Mm-hmm.
Second requirement is one bedroom in the downstairs. He's waiting from last 3 months.
Hmm.
And we can't find a right fit home for him.
Wow.
Being his budget is,
With such a big budget. Yeah.
yeah, the inventory is like so less, homes are
Mm.
coming and it's selling so fast. But home
Yeah.
like he needs some kind of a modern home, like something older homes are okay, it might stay, but he needs something newer constructions. With these two requirements, he can't fulfill it from last few months. We are looking already from 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
That's a demand and supply, right?
Right.
And even the second thing is one of my client wants to buy a 750K to 800K condos. There are three clients who's looking in that budget.
Mm.
Their requirement is 2 bed, 2 bath. There was one house, one condo listed in close to 780.
Mm.
in Fremont Home. It's a newer construction, 2021 construction. We could not get that. Its house was like overbid.
Oh, wow.
We're listing it for
Okay.
lesser price. You
So
already
yeah, that inventory is not there. So that is affecting the competition, that is affecting the pricing, that is affecting the bidding situation, right?
and
Multiple.
one more thing is how much time to do any remodeling or how much time it's like overall building cost is slow, building timeline is also so much slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to add number of homes around in Santa Clara, there is a lot to do it. And if you find it also, overall the process to add even a 20 homes, 25 homes, what is overall timeline? It might take you another 3 years to even add a 25 homes. A timeline is not like basically it is not fast happening. You can't go and add your newer homes all around.
Yes.
So
So
that's
so many things to consider,
there is
right?
one more is like basically if the house is listed for too less, there's a lot of investors who jumps in around. And we had talked in always on that how the investors are jumping in. You go to any of the Santa Clara County when there is a like basically a lot of investors comes in there, auctions properties. You see that only the investors are coming in around there. Even
Hmm.
there, it is not slowing down for you.
Yeah.
So you have cash, you can buy it. And there's one in Stevens Creek, Santa Clara area.
Mm-hmm.
This was a 17,000 square footage lot.
Hmm.
House was listed for 1.7. Just it had a 300 square footage home.
Hmm. Yeah.
300 square footage home.
Mm-hmm.
That house was sold for 1.7 million. Reason is it you can do a basically residential on the top and a commercial on the commercial mixed use you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that basically people are nowadays are seeing the opportunities there.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So all this you are noticing in, we are not noticing like a bubble as a 2008. I
Mm.
know that, and one more thing is income part also. So if
Yeah.
you look at the income overall, there is one section which is there is a lot of job layoffs are happening, and the
Yes.
companies are working on a limited resources, but all that limited resources are also running more than 150% cycle
Wow.
because they're basically working overtime to make that things to work, right? That is also is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
before we go ahead, let me tell folks, if you have just joined us, you're listening to Nagraj Anaya, our weekly show, Real Estate Roundup. He has his pulse on the Bay Area real estate market, and he tries his best to really guide you through every situation, based on which areas you're looking at, what you're looking to do. And, he is the subject matter expert and resource that you can count on for anything in real estate. All you need to do is to visit nagrajhomes.com. That should be your first stop to begin this travel or journey into real estate. Nagrajhomes.com is a wealth of information right there. You can also get in touch with him right there through the WhatsApp. And if you haven't already, you need to like, share, and subscribe to Nagraj's YouTube channel. The handle is Nagraj Anaya, and there he is, of course, very prolific from week to week, having giving you really brand new what is it, reels and interviews right there on what's happening between the times that we meet Sunday to Sunday. There's also always a wealth of information already out for you. So if there's nothing else that you do, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Nagraj's YouTube channel to get you timely insights and advice on how to navigate the real estate maze. And today we're talking about whether what he's seeing out there in the market. Is there a bubble right there, or what is it that you could expect going forward, a prediction in terms of maybe the next 6 months to a year also, maybe. So we're looking at all that. And if you have questions, we're not taking calls today, but you can just log on to nagrajhomes.com, click on the WhatsApp there, and also send your questions through that to us. Yes, Nagraj, go ahead.
and one more important data when we're talking about a bubble is always in the rental stuffs, right? How much is a rental doing on?
Yeah.
Correct? See, a lot of home buyers, a lot of home sellers, when they're not able to sell, also what we are observing in, they're able to rent out easily.
Mm.
So one of my client recently bought a house in Sunnyvale. So after they bought, they realized like the schools is like basically the kids' high school is still in the Evergreen, and they didn't want to move to a Sunnyvale, and they thought, okay, maybe in this year let's stay back in Evergreen.
Mm.
But they were able to rent out that property for $4,000 in a
Oh,
less than
wow.
a week.
Ah, yeah.
So even a $4,000, they were able to rent it out. So if you are buy sellers, they know if they can't sell also, unless they need an heavy, basically they need an immediate cash for them. They're
And
okay.
talking about renting, actually, that's a good point you brought up, because this week there was there was an research done by Redfin, and it talked about the typical recent college grad who wants to live in a two-bedroom apartment, maybe with a roommate. Last year he was rent burdened, meaning they would need to spend at least more than 30% of their income on rent. But this year it's not so. It's gone below the 30%, and so it has become more affordable rent wise, even for the college grad in the Bay Area. And of course, reasons could be that, most of them are working in Silicon Valley, so the starting salary right there is 100 plus k. But otherwise, so that's good news in terms of rent. You can always rent it really quickly here,
Yeah,
right?
you can rent it out, and number of renters around there right now are more, and they need a good house always.
Yes, very true.
One more
Mm-hmm.
example is the Milipitas house, like where my client is closing this week. We bought it 20 days back. We were in a contract and we're closing in this week. So that house, it was in a 1031 exchange, the seller stood on to initial price was a 1.65 million. Seller. Seller reduced to 100K. They
Mm-hmm.
had already put it in a higher price on this 1.65, but they reduced it for a 1.55, and they didn't want to reduce further than the 1.55.
Mm-hmm.
If you okay, take the house. Otherwise, we're okay to rent it out, because all these sellers, as we discussed, like are always in the lower mortgage which they're locked in 2 years.
Mm, right. So they're not typically,
Yeah, because if they do a 1031, how does the 1031 exchange?
yes, explain
Basically,
to us, please.
the
Yeah.
1031 exchange is like basically they find the other investment property without like basically paying taxes for the whatever the gains they made it. So they should be able to find other property with a similar high range around. Okay, so they try to basically set up a 1031 exchange account, and within there's a rule also, within 90 days you need to find the other property for yourself, correct? And you need to close it also. So that's what they do. It like basically they identify this is a 1031 exchange is a great asset for a lot of, like for example, you have bought a property during maybe like 10 years back, but now your kids are going around now to colleges, and
Mm,
instead of you sending them to a dorms, you can find a property for themselves also, for them also, so that
for
they can
them.
instead of staying in a dorm, they can stay in their property also, where they can buy a property near to the colleges.
Mm, okay.
That is a one good asset. Or like for example, you want to keep on increasing your values, right? Like basically you bought it for a 500K, after a few years you see the property is appreciated for 800K. This again that comes down to rule, like how much how much you're happy with your gains, right? Like for example,
Mm-hmm.
to keep on waiting, you can keep on waiting. Or like
Yeah.
for example, you think this is the threshold I've reached right now.
Mm-hmm.
After this threshold, I can sell it, find other properties, so that
Yeah.
you can go and stay there. You can make it another investment properties. Or on
Mm-hmm.
top of it, get the another HELOC loans on your investments. You can buy one more properties.
I see. Mm-hmm.
That's how the overall the investments keeps on adding on.
Yeah. Yeah. So how are you seeing the luxury market as well? How is that performing, and are there changes significantly in demand or pricing where that is concerned?
I think luxury market, it still comes down to which area you're buying in, right? Like for example, you luxury is like basically more than a 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
Or like nowadays 3 million is nothing in the Bay Area, because all are the minimum price ranges
Right.
are around close to 3 million. There
Yeah.
are two clients of mine who's looking close to a 3 to 3.5, and they're searching from last 3 months. In Santa Clara, Sunnyvale, Evergreen, and Los Gatos, Los Altos. Even in a Los Gatos, you're paying 3.5, you get 1,500 square footage. Okay.
Wow.
That do you consider that as a luxury home? Again,
No.
it depends on
Luxury
the
price.
luxury price. Maybe we can put it in around. See, homes, especially in the closer to the all the tech companies, are still like kind of not reducing it.
Mm,
So unless, for example, if the house has some limitations, for example, some of the houses are like, there was one great deal in Santa Clara listed for 1.29, 800 square footage, 4,500 square footage lot. But that house is not selling. It's a good, maybe they can rate sell it for 1.2, but that house is not selling because it's an historical house.
mm.
Historical house, what happens is there one is advantage and one is a disadvantage. One is the advantage is like basically you'll pay less taxes or no or around like 80% of no property tax.
Oh, really? On a historical house, is it?
Historical houses. So how does that work? Is like basically you need to find an historian and create in a DPR form. DPR form is like basically tells about history of your property, who was staying in there. So you get all the details and then submit it to a city to basically I'm maintaining for the property for 10 years. I'm doing this kind of maintenance of this property. Like
Uh-huh.
you give a plan like for every 1 year I'm doing a landscaping, I'm doing the basically all your stockos or like all the paint inside outside, so all those you can write off in that and you can show the plans and the city based on the plans and based on the DPR, the historian what he writes it, they'll give you a tax credit for your property tax credit. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of paying 100% you just pay 20% or 25%. That's a
Oh.
great thing for if some investors also wants to buy because they're paying a less burden on the property tax, because
Mm.
if you're buying a 2 million you're going to pay 25 to 26,000 on your property tax.
Oh, okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
you can reduce that property tax basically when you're doing a remodeling or keeping the property up to the historical houses. That's a great thing. But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to do any exterior changes, it becomes harder for you because you
Mm.
can't make any exterior changes with the city's historian reviewing your plans. And
Yeah.
again, it is like comes down to integrity of the house. Historical houses, the more values are the windows, doors, all your stockers, everything matters for them. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't change it in the front of the house. So anything if you want to do it is in the back of the house. Again, we need to be
Yeah.
showing the city doesn't impact your integrity of the.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
It is a good thing, and some people like it because historical houses are a great way to
It's a
say.
mixed bag, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because city gives you credits to keep your historical house the integrity, right? Because a lot of historical houses carries the values. For example, some of the houses around in Sunnyvale, Santa Clara, because in Santa Clara right now, some of the old houses, if you're walking in around, like a lot of basically previous one who started the factories, like leather factories in around, they would have stayed in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives the value for the city wants to, because we know that all the Santa Clara, Sunnyvale were all the agricultural stuffs, right? Like, so each they want to show their value of the houses. So that
Yeah.
is why like they want to keep the one as an old quad and something as a others as a new quads.
But you can remodel within,
You can
inside.
remodel inside,
Mhm.
but not the outside.
Outside. Okay. The appearance has to be the same.
Yeah. Some
Mm-hmm.
people that is why I was telling you this was a 1.25, but it's not selling because its historical houses are difficult to
Ah,
remodel because
yeah.
everything needs to be done in a proper way.
Yes. And actually, the historical means they're so old, also, probably. So
See,
needs a lot of work inside,
you
probably.
need a lot of remodeling, but
Yes.
if you can make it a right way, the right codes, use the right codes, you can always, because especially the old woods, whatever they used in their properties are right, it lasts long for us.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So all
Yeah.
this, lot of the historical houses, they carry the redwood trees as the woods, whatever they use it, and it lasts longer for us. So and it comes with an a always with an a crawl space, so that way it helps you to remodel easier way. And it comes, some
Oh.
of the houses comes with even the smaller what do we call like smaller kind of an a Even the attic areas also comes in, and smaller basements also we get it. So it is kind of an additional bedrooms or what we can use it for. But
Yeah.
historical houses are always a great house to look for
Oh,
if
okay.
you want to save your property taxes and save your monthly payments.
Mm-hmm.
Do watch out for it.
Yeah, that is a great. I had never known that about historical houses, that
Yeah.
that's a benefit that you have.
And we have 2 more minutes in the show left over, Vijay
Yeah.
Lakshmi. So,
Hmm.
like, basically, let's talk about I think we were discussing about the millennials and the Generation Z also, right? Like,
Yeah.
why this bubble do you think it is? Because people are smart enough. They're watching in not all the houses. Maybe in one houses in that neighborhood might sell it for a higher price. It doesn't mean all the other houses coming in house like per square footage, they are not paying a higher price. So that is why it is still the prices are controlled. Only the neighborhood or the cities, some of the cities which are closer to a tech companies itself, we are noticing in a higher prices.
Mm-hmm.
If
Okay.
you want to even buy for a 1 million a single family home, anything under a 20-25 mile radius, bigger house, we can't find anything.
Yeah.
And for a
Mm-hmm.
1 million, you need to go to a after Morgan. I'm talking about the modern homes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We should be closer to somewhere in the Gilroy. That's what we are getting in. Listeners,
Yeah.
thank you for watching in today. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at nagrajhomes.com or go to click on a WhatsApp icon on the nagrajhomes.com and you can basically connect with me. Anything on the mortgage, or for example, you are like maybe in the next 3 months you are buying a house and would like to understand what is the process of
Yeah.
buying a house, like what you need to be ready. Like for example, you want to ready with your down payment. How do I go about it? What is the minimum credit score you need to buy a house?
Yeah.
Right. A lot of queries are there, Vijay Lakshmi. Like that
Yes.
needs to be like we.
Yeah, because
That's
it's a
what.
huge milestone in somebody's life
And
when
it's a
they're
dream
doing.
always to
Yeah.
own a property in the foreign land,
Yes.
right? That is
Absolutely.
and owning it in a Bay Area. So that
Yeah.
dreams to come to fulfill, you need to work with the right set of a people. Maybe like it is not you're not going to buy now. Maybe you're going to buy in the next 6 months or 1 year. Plan for it accordingly. Maybe you came to US just now.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
on top of it, there are a lot of news like this bubbles and everything. Is it a right time for me?
Yeah.
You
So, I
need
mean, trust the subject matter expert, and Nagraj is there bringing a wealth of information on the communities, on the current conditions in the market, on the process of home buying and selling. So, you can rely on that and really go fully equipped when you're doing real estate. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe YouTube channel as well. Nagraj Anaya is the handle, and nagrajhomes.com, the place you want to be. And we are with you every Sunday 12:30 to 1 p.m. only on Poly 92.3 FM. So do join us then. Thank you, Nagraj. Super session.
thank you so much, listeners. And all these recordings will be uploaded on my YouTube channel, Nagrajanaya. Don't forget to watch it. And if you have any questions, do reach out to me also. Thank you.
Mhm.